I'm an advisor at the Electronic Transaction Development Agency, or EDDA. EDDA, we are digital regulator for Thailand. Today, I'm going to talking about how Thailand approach responsible AI from the viewpoint of international organizations such as OECD, UNESCO, and ASEAN. Okay, let me start with, how Thailand set up our own AI ethical principles. You have to understand that in 2019, OECD published their AI ethical principles, okay, which consists of 6 principles. As you can see from the slide, that these principles are based on making sure that to adopt AI, we have to understand that the AI won't make people suffer from things like privacy loss and to be judged by AI in an unfair way, something like that. So for Thailand, we issued our AI ethical principle around 2 years ago, which is based on OECD AI ethical principles. Some of these principles are very, very straightforward. For example, when you adopt AI, you have to make sure that it follows the rules. It doesn't go against existing laws, and also do not discriminate people when they want to use AI. And another aspect of our AI ethical principle is about making sure that those who adopt AI are transparent and make AI explainable. These kind of things would lay down how Thailand adopt AI in a way that it would comply with the international standards and existing laws. For ASEAN, we have developed some sort of AI governance framework around 2 or 3 years ago. But when generative AI came, we sort of add on the extension of the governance of generative AI. So right now, each country in ASEAN have a AI governance framework to follow. As for Thailand, we also making sure that our way of approaching AI governance also follow AI governance framework by ASEAN as well. Now, for Thailand, in order to drive AI governance, ETDA or EDDA, my organization, is responsible for driving AI governance. In doing so, we start with creating AI governance center in 2024, I think, around 3 years ago. At that time, ChatGPT wasn't, around. But when it came out in September 2022, I think, we got a lot of interest from various parties in Thailand. And that's when we decided we have to do something about it. So as a matter of driving AI governance by AIGC of Thailand, we do not start by issuing laws and regulations. Instead, we drive governance by means of recommendations, standard, and guideline, and so on. In doing so, we have to make sure that our guidelines are in line with international organization recommendations such as UNESCO and OECD, as I mentioned before. So instead of coming up with a very, very big recommendations, we sort of balance by separate or divide the whole recommendations into a series of small guidelines. The first one we issue is last year, which is called AI governance recommendation for executives, which means that we would ensure that those who are lead an organization in Thailand would understand what is meant by AI governance and what they should know in terms of preparing their organization when they adopt AI. In that recommendation is also touch about how they should form some sort of uh, governance bodies in their organizations, which is quite very important because if you want to drive AI governance in your organization, you have to have somebody to uh, approve certain things. For example, if you want to do a chatbot in your organization, you have to make sure this chatbot is okay in terms of fairness, do not discriminate their users, and also make sure that certain issues such as privacy and security are taken care of. These kind of things are the issues that these AI governance council in each organization would have to make a decision how far they would go in terms of adopting AI in their businesses. The second pillar in this recommendation is about risk management. As you know that any kind of AI is risky, depending on how would you take the most of the AI capabilities. For example, if you want to do a chatbot, you can just do a general chatbot would provide general information to your customers. But on the other hand, you could embedded your customer personal details into the chatbot as well. Of course, that would mean that it would better than a general chatbot, but it also means that it's going to be more risky than the general one. So you need to take care of the risk that comes with your design. That's the second pillar in this recommendation. Okay. The third pillar in this recommendation is about AI operation, which means that once you decide that what kind of AI would you use in your service, what would be the risk associated with your design. How can you make sure that when you develop your AI solutions, you take care of things like fairness, privacy, and so on. And once you finish develop your solution, you have to inform your customer and so on. These kind of things would making sure that when organization in Thailand adopt AI, we follow the ethical principles. We make sure that we know how to govern the way we develop and operate AI, and also we make sure that you concern all the stakeholders in your system so that everybody would know that they are dealing with AI which are responsible.